up to 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2050. By 2100, this number could jump up to 4 degrees Celsius. This is the projected global rise in temperature if nothing is done to combat climate change. Billions of people and countless ecosystems under the threat of displacement or total annihilation. However, every day, incomprehensible amounts of carbon are emitted into our atmosphere, slowly burning our world. We all live on this planet, and as such, conserving it should be our number one priority for both ourselves and the future of humanity. And in an ever-growing energy-dependent society, I believe the best way to conserve and protect our world from climate change is to go nuclear. So in this speech, I'll talk about the fossil fuel reliancy on the international market, as well as the solution, nuclear. So to begin, let's take a look at the fossil fuel epidemic. According to ourworldindata.org, 82% of the world's energy reliancy comes from fossil fuels, with oil, gas, and coal leading the way. This reliance on non-renewable energy is extremely harmful to our world and is the biggest contributor of global warming. And it's pretty staggering that despite the known impacts that burning carbon into our atmosphere has on our planet, we still continue to use it. In 2022, global energy-related carbon emissions grew by just under 1%, 321 megatons, contributing to an all-time high of 36.8 gigatons, according to the International Energy Agency. This trend is alarming as it disrupts the delicate balance between our planet and the ecosystems that our planet holds. But it's not just the ecosystems. It affects us as well. According to Harvard, a study done by Harvard estimates that around 8 million people prematurely die due to carbon emission and air pollution related illnesses every year. That's crazy. We need to be moving ASAP away from fossil fuel reliance and move towards a greener and better nuclear future. But despite this, the energy demand for fossil fuels around the world continues to rise. So, what's the solution? I believe that the solution is to go nuclear. Nuclear energy is far more reliable than traditional energy like coal. Unlike coal, which relies on burning into the atmosphere, contributing to carbon emissions and global temperature rise, nuclear relies only on one thing: water. And as such, the only byproduct of nuclear energy is steam, and steam is harmless. Most of the time, that steam gets reconverted into liquid water via cooling tanks in the nuclear reactor, and it just gets reused over and over and over again. This is great. This is the most renewable, the most efficient, and the greenest source of energy there is on the market. Excuse me. And in a warming world, it could be the best shot we've got. According to experts, if we want to limit the global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius and have deep decarbonization, there's no way we can do this without having nuclear playing a pivotal role in that. Nuclear is dependable, and it will allow us to quickly replace fossil fuel plants directly, preventing the burn of fossil fuels for electricity. Currently, nuclear power prevents the emissions equivalents of about 1/3 of all the cars on the world's roads. So, to take a look at how feasible nuclear could be on a large scale, let's look at France. According to the World Nuclear Association, quote, France generates over 70% of its electricity from nuclear power, the largest nuclear share of any country globally. And its electricity sector emissions are 1/6 of the European average. In around 15 years, nuclear power went from playing a minor role in the French electricity system to producing the majority of its electricity, showing that nuclear energy can be expanded at the speed required to effectively combat climate change, end quote. Well, that's great and all. France is great and all. But what would that look like in the US? As of December 31st, 2020, there are 94 operational nuclear reactors operating at 56 power plants in 28 states. 32 of those have 2 reactors, and 3 of those have 3. As it stands, around 20% of the U.S.'s energy output is already due to nuclear energy since 1990. In 2017, President Donald Trump signed the Nuclear Energy Innovation Capabilities Act, tearing tech and financial walls down for nuclear innovation, which shows a government interest and investment in both the public and private sectors of nuclear energy. It's a good start in revolutionizing the United States energy sector, and hopefully the US and France can be the ones to pave the way for the rest of the world to follow suit of converting to nuclear energy. So, the world is changing, and it's vital to invest in clean energy. To recap, we have talked about both the reliance on fossil fuels internationally and the solution of nuclear energy and why it's the best we can do to combat climate change. It's important to ensure and to protect and conserve our Earth for both ourselves and future generations. And the way we can do that is through investing in cleaner energy like nuclear. Don't you want your kids and your kids' kids to experience the beautiful world that we get to experience here on right now? Well, if we don't invest in nuclear, they might never get to experience it. And nuclear is our best shot at the ever-increasing and ever-suffocating threat of climate change. So let's say goodbye to fossil fuels and let's say hello to a nuclear future. Thank you.